Hello everyone. Welcome to another video of General Mathematics. I am Sir Richard and our topic is simple and compound interest. This presentation and video is based on the General Mathematics learners material of the Department of Technician. So, simple and compound interest, introduction. Before we proceed with the topic, let's try to check the definition of terms. First, the lender or creditor is the person or institution who invests the money or makes the funds available. So this one, the lender, they are the ones to provide the money for the investment. Then next is the borrower or the debtor, person or institution who owes the money or avails the funds from the lender. Next is the origin or loan date, date on which the money is received by the borrower. So kung kailan siya iniram, that is our origin or loan date. Repayment date or maturity date, a date on which the money borrowed or loaned is to be completely repaid. So in this setup, since meron tayong sinasabing completely repaid, that means it may be in installment form. It will be paid in every month, kaya siya may completely repaid. Time or term, amount of time in years. In terms of loans, in pagdating sa bangko or government institutions such as GSIS, SSS, we are talking about years. Pagdating sa personal loan sa mga tao lang, maybe that is in months lang. Another one is principal. Amount of money borrowed or invested on the origin date. So kung magkano yung pinaka-iniram mong pera. Rate or annual rate. Rate. Annual rate, usually in percent. Percent is a fraction of in 100, something like that. Charged by the lender or rate of increase of the investment. Interest, amount paid or earned for the use of money. So, for example, you borrowed 10,000 and in return, the maturity value became 11,000. Ibig sabihin, you have 1,000 as an interest. Simple interest, so ito yung dalawa nating topic. Simple interest is computed by the principal and then added to it. Interest that is computed on the principal and then added to it. Later on, we will have the idea on how to compute the simple and compound interest. Compound interest, IC, interest is computed on the principal and also the accumulated past interest. The maturity value is the future value or the technically the future value. Amount after 2 years that the lender receives from the borrower on the maturity date. Okay, so we have an example of simple and compound. So suppose you won 10,000 pesos and you plan to invest it for 5 years. A cooperative group offers 2% simple interest rate per year. A bank offers 2% compounded annually. Commonly sa banko is 2% ang ino-offer. So which will you choose and why? So a quick glance on the output. So this is the simple interest. This one is the simple interest. So, in the first year, the interest is 200. So, the maturity value will be 10,200. On the fifth year, they will get 1,000 for the interest, and the future value will then become 11,000. Now, for the compound interest, so there is a certain formula for this compound interest. Ang kaiba sa first year, parang 10,200. But on the fifth year, it's 11,000 and 40 and 81 cents. Meron tayong 40 and 81 cents na diferensya. As you can see, wala naman masyadong diferensya from the simple, compound and simple. Pero, in terms of 20 years, dun lumalaki yung tubo ng sa compound interest. Okay, so for the simple interest, we will try to find the simple interest, finding unknown, principal, rate, and time, then what will be the future value? And we'll try to also check the real-life problems. Okay, so annual simple interest is given by the formula I, S is for simple, is equals to PRT, whereas P is the principal or the original money, rate is the rate given or charge, and T is in terms of years. By the way, rate is in percent. Commonly, it's in percent. So, for example, we were given 15%. To convert that to decimal, we need to move the decimal of the percent to the left twice kasi nga it's a fraction of in terms of it's in terms of 100. So since dalawang zero, we will move the decimal point twice to the left. So this will give us 0.15. So 15% convert to decimal is 0.15. Term or time in years. Another one, common application of rate is, for example, if you tend to go to the mall at merong sale, for example, in National Bookstore, meron doon isang section na nag-o-offer ng 80% off doon sa lahat ng items sila. So, I have here a sample book. This is 315 pesos sa mall. And that is 80% off. So, if you will try to check what is the value, the sale value of that book is, so 315 minus 315 times 0.8, since it is 80% off. So, nakuha ko siya ng 63 pesos. From 315, nakuha ko na siya ng 60 pesos. So, yun yung example ng rate sa mga sale pag nakita nyo sa mall. Okay, so let's go to the example. A bank offers 0.25% annual simple interest rate for a particular deposit. How much interest will be earned if 1 million pesos is deposited in this savings account for 1 year? So, yung 0.25%, nandito yung decimal niya, convert natin to decimal. Nandito yung decimal point, convert natin yung percent to decimal. So, 1, 2. And that gives us 0.0025, which is 0. Okay, so given natin is 1 million pesos, the rate is 0.0025, and the time in year is 1. Provided that the simple interest formula is equals to PRT, substituting the values for the PRT, that will give us 1 million times 0.0025 times 1 is equals to 2,500. And that is the interest earned. Interest rate pa lang ito, wala pa yung maturity value. So, your 1 million, given the 0.25% interest in 1 year, will earn 2,500 pesos. So, example number 2. How much interest is charged when 50,000 is borrowed for 9 months? So, dapat interest of years, but how can we convert months into year? Yes, not months into year. At an annual simple interest of 10%. So, once again, we have 50,000 as the principal. Then, 10%. Paano siya naging 0.10? 10%. 1, 2. So, technically, it's 0.1 or 0.10. Then, T is 9 months. That became 0.75. Ito yun. So, 9 divided by 12 is equals to 3 or over 4 or 0.75. Okay, so to proceed, interest is equals to PRT, that is 50,000 times 0.10 times 9 over 12 or 0.75, ito. And that is 3,750. The simple interest charge is 3,750. Next. So, if we want to complete the table, we will be using the formula at babalik-balik rin natin. We will try to derive the formula para naman doon sa R, T, and the interest, the principal. So, IS is equals to PRT. Kung hinahanap natin si principal, that is IS over RT. Then, substitute na natin yung value. Eventually, we'll be able to get the values that we need. So, for letter A, ang P is ganito. IS is equals to P is equals to IS over RT. So, try natin i-calculate. Interest is 1,000. 1,000 500 divided by, lagyan natin ng parenthesis, RT. R natin is 2.5, 1, 2, so 0.025. 0.025 times 4. That should give us 15,000. So, check natin. Next page. Yan, 15,000. So, ito na yung makukuha natin if ever we try to derive the formula from the original formula, which is 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 equal to PRT. So, for letter B, we will get 9%. For letter C, 0.22 years. And for letter D is 625,000. So, base the table. So, another one. Let's try to have more examples regarding the missing values na hindi I. So, this one is find P. When invested at an annual interest rate of 7%, an amount earned 11,200 pesos of simple interest in 2 years. So, an amount earned, so we have 11,200 as the simple interest in 2 years' time. Then, meron tayo dahil 7%. How much money was originally invested? So, R is 7% or 0.07. Check ulit natin. 7%. 1, 2. So, 0.07. 2 years and 11,200 yung on given. Find P. Ito yung formula natin. P is equals to IS over RT. So, 11,200 divided by 0.07 times 2 is equals to 80,000 pesos. So, the amount invested is 80,000 pesos. Next, if an entrepreneur applies for a loan amounting to 500,000 pesos in a bank, the simple interest of which is 157,500 for 3 years. What interest rate is being charged? So, ang nawawala natin CR. Principal is 500,000. Simple interest is 157,500. Then, 3 years time. So, R is equal to IS over PT. So, 157,500 all over 500,000 times 3. And that will give us 0.105. That became 10.5%. Kapag rate, laging nasa in percent yung sagot natin. So, by the way, 0.105 decimal to percent is move naman tayo ng dalawa pa kanan. Pag percent to decimal, pakaliwa tayo. So, decimal to percent pa kanan, 1, 2, and that gives us 10.5%. Yan, diba? Charge an annual simple interest rate of 10.5%. Now, maturity value, this is just to add the interest and the principal, yun yung maturity value natin. But then, we try to simplify the equation or the formula kasi ito yung related to sa compound interest. So, for the maturity value, F is equal to P plus the interest. Technically, that is, I is equal to PRT. So, P plus PRT. Then, factor out P. So, P times 1 plus RT. Ito nga yan. Okay, so for example, find the maturity value of 1 million pesos is deposited in a bank at an annual simple interest rate of 0.25% after a year. And how about after 5 years? So, 1 million, rate natin is 0.25% or 0.0025. Then, kapag after 1 year, so pag T natin is 1 year, interest is 1 million 0.0025 times 1 is equal to 2,500. Yung 2,500, i-add natin sa 1 million. So, 1 million plus 2,500. And that gives us, nakatago. So, 1, 2, 500. So, ito yung maturity value natin after 1 year. Ito na. Or, we will try to use this formula, P times 1 plus P times quantity 1 plus RT is 1 million times 1 plus 0.0025 times 1 is equal to 1,002,500. Method 1, when T is 5. So when T is 5, using the dito na lang tayo. P times 1 plus RT. So 1 million times 1 plus 0.0025 times 5. Ang difference natin is ito, yung P. And that gives us 1,012,500 for 5 years. Okay. So that's it for the simple interest. Watch out for the compound interest. Thank you.